Hi Leo, happy February. I hope you are doing well. Okay, I can't remember if I know I was in this area around Leo, Virgo. I remember something was brewing in that area around your area there. It may have been Virgo though. I really think it may have been, but I can't swear to it. Either way, your house is touched. You could be a cusp. This could be something, I just have that feeling like something transpired during one of the eclipses. And I really feel like someone really feels guilty or like they're going to get caught up about something, or I'm not quite sure. Maybe you spent too much money or and now I don't know, maybe it's a tax thing. I'm not quite sure, but we'll go through what I've got here. You come into the gate here, into the reading with 3 major arcanas, and you go out with 1, and they're the big ones. They're the big internal things. They're when I look at the Chariot card and you've got it crowning this reading, it's a card of it is a card of victory, yes, but it's a card of like, I've got to get it together here. And so this reading may be internal for someone, right? This may be the things that you're feeling and experiencing on the inside. But the Chariot card, I know that I'm bouncing around here, but there's a need with that card. It feels like you've got to like you're snapped into a different age bracket, like you're snapped into a different maturity level. Like you've got to just like it's those times in life where we're like, crap, I have to do this. It's not even an option of not doing it. You're not looking forward to doing it, but you're just like, you know what, I've just got to. There's no way about this. I've just got to do it. And sometimes those are difficult conversations, right? Those are conversations that we don't want to have. Things aren't horribly, horribly bad, but inside something is like dying is what I'm feeling. Like not literally, but you feel like you're in an oppressive something here for someone, okay? And for others of you, I think this is playing out in reference to just, there's a real feel around here of like you feel like your butt's against a hot iron, like you've got to act on something. My suggestion will be in here in this reading, because I feel like the actions in here can have long-standing consequence. So my suggestion is to not feel something for sure, but check off all your boxes of, have I covered this? Have I covered this? Am I too emotional about this? Am I too rational about this? Where am I not balanced? Am I balanced? Is this good? Can this be something long-term, right? Or am I trying to put a Band-Aid on a hemorrhage? Financially, maybe too, right? Something like that. Think long-term. Maybe, there's a better way to do something. That would be my suggestion, because I think that maybe one of these eclipses, even back from like Christmas or so, somewhere around there, it may have triggered something. A debt comes out of the blue, or there's a lien on something, or there's some expenditure here that I think you feel like you've got to jump at this. But my suggestion would be, think about, make sure you've checked all these boxes, and you've wrangled in your emotions, and you're listening, and you're hearing, and you're consulting if maybe need be. Okay, that's for some of you. Okay, now you come into the reading who you really are, and don't take offense to this, don't get upset, because I'm going to tell you what this is. You come in as the Devil card, so that's who you're really showing up to this reading for as, okay? This is oppression. This is fear. There's something here where you feel like you're under something. You're under the stronghold of something, someone, a situation, responsibility. Something heavy is bearing down on you. And that's what that means. Okay? Now, how other people see you, right? And we have we can't really deal with that, but that's the Judgment card. Okay? But if you look at this, and this is how I've set this reading up, you're mirroring, you've got to take acknowledgement of something here in this card. The Judgment card is a great card. It's a card, though, that says you need to wake up. Like, you need to put some action into something. You need to act on something. And it's like the trumpet blows here, right? And this is how others see you. So that's what I'm saying. this is a trumpet blowing a wake-up call. It's not like taps. You're not going out here. You know what I mean? It's just a card that is mirroring back to you something. So if someone is pressing you with this card, what you need to know is that you have a voice in this situation. So if someone feels powerless, or they're trying to hide out from someone, or, you know, maybe you've got like a gambling debt, or it kind of does have a feel of there's a little bit of a soprano flavor in here. I've got to say, I recognize it. Okay. So that may be one of the scenarios in here. I'm not laughing, but I feel it. And I felt it coming into this reading, like, oh, somebody did something here. So if that's your case, let me go through the whole reading. All right, you're crowned here. How you come in, the origin of this reading is the Chariot, right? And this can be, again, it's a card where, crap, man, I have to grow up like now. And by that, it's not, I'm not being disrespectful, but you may need to make a real tough decision, okay? Because the Chariot card only gets going when, you know, it's like a fast grown-ups, like something snaps you into taking responsibility for something because you really don't have a choice to not, right? It's when we're faced with something in life, or something comes up against us in our life, and we have no choice but to like grow up at that moment. Like, there is no way around this. And this comes in with things we've been lacking, things we've not wanted to pay attention to, things we always know under the hood, right? But now you need to really show up as to who you really are. You know what I mean? Like with the Judgment card too, it's kind of telling me that there's a situation that's going to present itself where you're going to need to show up in your best. You know what I mean? And it's here. It's not something you don't have. It may just be something that you've not really exercised, but it's here. It's a quality within you. Okay, so remember that. That's for someone. Okay, now the deep underlying, the distant past, you've got the Knight of Cups. Okay, this is, again, that's why I'm saying you've got to use some logic here with your emotional discipline. And not only, I think your mind's in overload, so I'm going to say you need to balance that out. And I say need to, because there's something within you that you're not hearing, and it's not going to scream over the story you're trying to rehearse to yourself, right? And we all do this, but we also know that when we're faced front and center with something, anything we've rehearsed saying goes right out the window. So this is about authenticity from the inside out. Okay, and the Knight of Cups is that ever-ending quest to fill the void. You know, it's someone in love with love, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you're looking for something in the wrong place. That's why I'm saying I can't be stronger in telling you that there's something internal that you need to address. That could be anything, and that might be where the guilt is coming in too. If by chance, just hypothetically saying, something went awry, you did something you're not real proud of, you feel guilty about it, you don't know, you know, really, it's eating you up inside. Something is eating you up inside. And that's why I'm saying sometimes, and I'm just putting this out here because it may help someone. Okay, I get readings sometimes, and I'm not judging, I'm just putting this out here to help you. Someone will say to me, I'll see a relationship read, and the people get along really well or whatever. There was nothing that would indicate at all that something would go awry, but someone cheated on someone, right? And the person feels guilty about it now. They feel horrible about it. They feel like it was an impulse. They shouldn't have done it, blah, 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 right? But they'll say to me, I have to tell them. I have to tell them. I have to tell my husband what I did. I have to tell my wife what I did, right? And that's like their driving force. But what they're doing is they're letting their emotions override them. And I'm not telling you to do or not do something. I'm just saying that what I can tell you from years of experience in this, if you're doing that because you think it will save your relationship or it will make it better, then that's one thing. If you're doing that to get it off your chest, I assure you it will have other ramifications. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not telling you need to use your own discretion here. I'm just pointing out sometimes we do things because we think we are morally obligated to, and that may be the case, but sometimes it's also just to free our conscience, but yet you've just killed someone else. You know what I mean? So weigh out those things is what I'm saying. I'm not telling you one way or another what to do, or if that's even the case, but I'm saying you've got to get on paper a bigger list of things that you make sure you're checking off are in they're the right questions. You'll get the right answers if you ask the right questions. And I'm sorry, they're going to blow the things past my porch. So there you go. All right. Now, in the distant past, which is not far, it's like right here. It just blew through. And if it didn't, it might. We've got the King of Cups here. King of Coins. I'm sorry. So this can be, it's someone, though, that is, financially secure, usually. Financially secure, very stable, very, loyal. They didn't just get there. There's someone that they've walked a long way to get where they're at. So it's not someone who would jump at something. It's not someone who would take a risk normally, right? It's someone that wouldn't, make a big expenditure on something and then not be able to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So it could be something financial that you're dealing with too, and I'll go through what I've got. Now, in the present, you've got the Two of Cups. Okay, this could be a friendship. This to me is more of a relationship card, though. It's like something that is balanced. It's like a mutual friendship. You know what I mean? Like you're it's a good friendship. You're on the same page. With this card, though, it's a card of good health, good happiness. It's also, though, it can be an impulsive card where, especially with the Knight of Cups here, if this is, again, it can be a situation that set itself up and now there's ramifications for it. In anything, financial, relationship, family dialogue, anything. Maybe you lent someone money. Maybe you let someone move in. Maybe you did something here that I just feel like, though, you feel like you're about to be stoned at Town Square for some of you. Okay? I'm going to say this. Keep the commitments that you've got. If you've got a commitment to pay something, if you've got a commitment to do something, go somewhere, if you've got a pre-existing commitment to something, keep it. Okay? I feel also someone has protection or guidance around this. That's why I'm saying quiet your mind and hear something, because either you're getting divine intervention, you're being protected on the health front, the work front, the financial front, you're being negative energy around you, negative thoughts with yourself. That's what someone is doing themselves in, because I feel it. It's the guilt thing. I know it feels, it's a guilt feeling here. Okay. But is it really guilt? You know what I'm saying? Are you doing a number on yourself or someone else perhaps? And you don't need to. It could be that too, okay? Now, you come in here with the Nine of Coins, okay? And this is kind of the undertaking. Try to find the joy in things, the happiness in things. Try to remember, maybe this is, oh, I'm sorry, that's the Knight of Coins. Okay, this makes much more sense then. This is either you paying a debt or someone paying a debt, or this has something to do with finances. I would rather have this in this position, this Knight of Coins. I never use this deck, so I apologize. It's the Knight of Coins. Okay, I'd rather have it here because this is saying that something is about to be paid off. So that's why I'm saying don't, if you need a loan, you'll probably get it. If you need financial assistance, you'll probably get it. If you need something, you will probably get it. Okay, the Knight, it's the end to a situation. Okay, so two Knights, though, that could be two different people. You know what I'm saying? They could be two different people, and now you've got the Two of Cups here. And with the Devil card and the Judgment on the inside, it's like you might feel like you got to switch lanes here, something in that regard, okay? But the Nine of Coins reminds you that if you think you need something, you think you need someone, there's some kind of codependent thing going on here. This is to remind you of what you're really made of. That's why I say I think this is internal, and I think you're doing a number on yourself, but I think you need to remember who you are and the gifts that you have and what you really, I think someone here has a really special gift that they were born with, that they're just not paying attention to. For some of you, it's that you have like telepathy with animals, and I don't know where this is coming from. Like you can really understand them. So maybe that's where your message will come from. It could be that too, you know. I know that sounds crazy, but it's I know people that do it, so it's not that crazy. Okay, now you've got the Three of Wands here. And this is coming in with, again, the attitude that and the behavior that you have to undertake. This is taking a risk, taking a chance, jumping off a bridge somewhere, but knowing there's ground under. It's taking active steps. This is like, I've got the vision in the 2, and the 3, you've got to walk it forward, right? It's active waiting, but then it's movement. It's active waiting, and then it's movement. You know what I mean? It's doing something while you're waiting. So these 2 cards remind you, you may be in the midst of changing lanes with something here, right? But one with the 9 of coins, remember what you're made of. That's a card of enjoying the things around you, no matter what. And that's, I think, the caveat in this reading too. We always have something going on, but remember what's most important and let the other crap go. It will settle itself. Even financial things, yes, they settle themselves. You know, if you're putting a lot of stress and anxiety on it, you're going to jump probably deeper into the fire. So that's what I'm saying. Take a minute for yourself, but then you have to get going, because what I've got here is the Six of Swords. This card has been coming up a lot lately in the readings, and it's the external environment, okay? How the world affects you and how you react to it and how it reacts to you, okay? Now remember, this is what we had coming in. Okay? So this is about taking a risk, doing something here, blowing the horn, right? You're not going to ever have the whole plan planned out. You're just not. You're not going to be able to anticipate, even if you think you're guaranteed something 100+%. Sometimes things go awry. But this is about moving something forward here, taking a risk, a calculated risk though, on yourself. You know what though, in these energies, I've got to be honest with you, and I'm not going to encourage you to gamble, but if there is something here that you think, this might be, it might be a chance of a lifetime. It might be something of a lifetime. Here that, you know, a vacation, a movement, a chance, a job, a schooling, something here that if you weigh out and you walk it forward, it'll open doors for you, I think is where I'm going. But nothing is written in stone. That's a real reminder in your reading. The outbound card here, the future, is the Sun card. The Sun card is happiness, it's joy, it's contentment. With this though, and I'm going to point it out because it's in the future and you've got some debacles going on here. 1, you've got to have trust in yourself. 2, if you're digging for something, if you think someone did something and you're digging for it, or you think they're digging for it, the Sun card brings it to light. Okay, brings it to light anyway. So that's why I'm saying, if you're worried about something, it's going to come to light anyway. Okay, but the polarity with that Sun card is that's why I was so capped out on this. It's do I do things like I've always done it, or do I up my game? Do I up my ante? Do I grow into something? Do I take more responsibility for something? Do I live my life in a more responsible way? Maybe you continually get yourself into debt, and now you've got to really figure out a way to get yourself out, or to do something long-term and sustaining. Maybe you jump around in some particular area of life, and if you didn't do that and you did something long-term, the payout would be bigger. And I think that there's lessons in here that you're going to come up against that are going to teach you things. The polarity in that 10 till you get the joy of the 10 is the difference between wanting security and wanting freedom. And that's what this happens here. And these, ironically, are the polarities between these two cards. The King of Cups is on that forever ending quest, right? To get the void filled in some kind of direction with someone else. The void he's looking for, though, is internal. It just needs to be balanced. It's the wound internally. And the Knight of Coins does things slowly. You're not going to push that person. They do things slow, and they work towards long-standing things. This person might not be there yet. They're driven by their emotions. They are a good confidant, a good friend. Maybe this is someone who you used to get advice from, because I feel like someone might be giving you advice with the best of intention, but it's steering you in the wrong direction. Okay, where you need to be going is more like this, and in unison more with yourself, right? Or another person, or maybe you're just not in alignment with the person that you're with. Maybe this, this is a relationship read, but with this, I want to say, make sure this is a calculated risk and you're not jumping into something like, what is it? Jumping out of the frying pan into the fire in whatever it is you're doing. Okay, because what I really think here is that someone has a winning personality, many good qualities about themselves that they're not looking at. Okay, I think you were born with these. That's why I'm saying for some of you, you've got gifts that you're overlooking. You might be overlooking them because you always feel like your butt's against the fire, like you're jumping instead of taking a minute, right? So you're being really asked to take a look at those things. For some of you, again, the soprano thing, I think for some of you, you feel like you want to hide or you need to hide. I think there's guilt around something here. Deception, fear. I don't know if you're feeling like that or if it's warranted, or if someone else is feeling like that and you're about to be brought to light about something. Whatever. I'm not quite sure what. Payments here, and that's why I'm glad to see that that's the Knight. Okay, the King too, but the King would be like, now I'm waiting for something from the bank, or I'm waiting for a loan. The Knight has the money. It's someone bringing the money to you, though, so be okay with that, right? So if you're dealing with financial things, there is a blessing coming towards you, okay? Someone can help you too with that Two of Cups. For some of you too, with that Sun card and the Chariot card and the two Knights, there may be some kind of health thing that you're juggling around, trying different things. That could clear itself up too. With that Sun card on the outbound, that would be a great health card. These cards are both very good health cards. So if you've not been feeling well and you're trying different medicinals, or you're trying something different, you're eating something different, or you're dieting, or you're doing something different, that's good. You're trying different things. Okay, and that's what you should be doing. Remember the blessings that you've got and pull them forward. You know what I mean? Keep trying to do, if you feel good, keep doing something. This is like, the Nine of Coins is like, now I feel good. Okay, now I'm happy. This reminds you, it's on a daily routine that you've got to do those things, though. Journaling, whatever it is, the exercise regimen, how you're eating, what you're doing, continue to do it. You know what I mean? That's what it's saying. Put some effort into that and continue to do it here. Now, as far as that goes, again, it's very important here that you keep your commitments, or that you hold people to their commitments, okay, that they've already made with you. Boundaries around these things. Again, protection. You are spiritually protected here. I feel like you've got there's also protection around health here. So if you've not been feeling well, you should feel well really soon, okay? And for some of you, you've got a negative attitude about something, and by that I mean you're beating the crap out of yourself about something that you don't need to be, okay? So set yourself free with this. You're feeling really stuck. The Devil card, and this is how you come in, you feel really stuck under something here. But the Judgment card is saying you're not. And this card trumps this card. This is like, I don't set boundaries. I date anyone. I don't pay attention. I eat whatever I want. I go to sleep whenever I want. It's like, you can, just saying, we all do it. I go to sleep later than I should. this is saying you instantly realize now, I can't do this anymore. I just can't. Because then I can't get up in the morning, or I can't do this, or my body's taking a hit, or you become very quickly aware of something that you've not done to the betterment of yourself. And you fix it. That's it. You have a say in this. It's not like you get, like a horrible health diagnosis or something like that. It's not like that at all. You've got a say in this. Okay? And you go out with the Sun card. So, for this, I feel, is a really good reading. I think, 1, you're doing a number on yourself. And for 2, you've got, you're, well, you heard my spiel on the guilt thing. Just make sure that that's really what it is. And what you're doing is why you're doing what you're doing. You need to be really clear, I feel, about that. Because I think that this month for you, or soon after, is going to be a big jumping off point for you. In a good direction. For some of you, you're changing your job scope, you're changing your lifestyle, you're changing your marital status. The Sun card with the 2, that can be getting married, moving in with someone. This is a card of generosity, and it's a card of, people being generous to you, and, just don't give your stuff away. You know what I mean? Make sure you've got boundaries around things, and what you're giving away is self-honoring. Your heart's really in it. Would this person go to bat for me? Can I survive in this job? Do they have my best interest in? Could I ante up here? Is there room for improvement? Will I work at this? Do I care enough about this? Right? Ask yourself those questions, the right questions, before you make a decision. Because when you jump off of that bridge, it's not a risk. It's an investment in yourself. So I think that that's what I've got here. I know that I jumped around here, but there's something around commitments here. And you know what? Keeping a commitment, if you think you've now caged yourself in, keeping a commitment means now I need to say something. I need to say, you know what? I made a mistake. That's keeping, that's, you are keeping a commitment. You're just being honest about it and yourself, right? Don't feel like someone's got, like a choker around your neck here. It may be a tricky situation, but you'll get yourself out of it. The key here is to set yourself free and be honest with yourself, and sometimes that's the tough things, that we don't want to do, but we know we have to. And that's what I've got. Okay. I want to see, I can't see what's really doing this to you. Just give me a moment, because that's a hell of a lineup to come in with, I've got to say. It's not anything you can't handle. It's just like, boom, 3 arcana out of the gate. And you go out with the Sun card, though. So I think that I almost feel like this is like not even of this lifetime. Like it's not, this reading feels like it's in another time. It just seems like it's in another time. I don't know if that makes sense to someone. An older time, like an ancient time, like damn. All right, 3 knights. There's movement in here. There's movement for sure. You've got 3 knights in here. You've got the Knight of Wands, right, which is driven by creative energy, passion, desire. You've got the Knight of Cups. He's trying to fill a void, right? You've got the 9 of Coins, which is most likely not going to play this. He's very sure of himself, cocky if at best, but very set in his ways, okay? Embrace all of these parts of yourself. There's nothing wrong with any of them. We need all of them. The only one that's missing, though, is the Knight of Swords, and that would be your list. So practicality, before you do any of these things, before you move, before you sign anything. Know who you're signing contracts with. Again, though, there's something around commitments here. Holy moly. Let's see. That card fell out, actually. So 3 knights. Knights are all in movement. They're getting things going here, but that's a lot. Emotionally, you're moving. Spiritually, you're moving. Financially, you're moving. I mean, you've got movement. So you've got a lot, like I say, a lot of irons in the fire here. Oh! Ace and 2 of Cups. Where is that 2 of Cups? Okay. Remember this. Ace and 2 of Cups. Those are big things. They're seeds. They're seeds that are going to grow something. Take the risk on yourself and tend to it. Tend to yourself. You're not stuck here. You're not. Don't allow yourself to be caged into a corner. I feel like I'm preaching to you, and I probably am, and I'm sorry. But I feel the need to get you out of the nest. You know, it's huge, okay? And you've got protection here. You really do. You've got universal protection. So if ever you were going to take a chance on something, do it, okay? Just ask yourself. Usually in this kind of scenario with this much movement, you're going to have to let something go. That's usually where we have the hard time. I want this, but I don't know. This is my security blanket. Trust yourself. You've got something here from birth that you're overlooking. Some kind of amazing quality about yourself. Okay? The Devil card is oppression. It could be someone who worked a 9-to-5 job because they were told they had to work a 9-to-5 job. Or they were never told they couldn't not work a 9-to-5 job, right? Or that's just an example. It could be anything. This is telling you now is the time to wake up, right? Now is the time to get moving. Break the chains that bind. That's all I can really say, because you can see it in both of these cards. I'm giving you a visual because I need you to move, see? And for some of you, your health is going to improve. So find comfort in that. The Ace and 2 of Coins, Ace and 2 of Cups is huge because that's self-honoring to yourself. And that with that Knight of Cups is filling the void. Your void gets filled. But it's not through, it's through how you're showing up, being whole. So you're offering yourself, and you're going to pull in someone like that too. Okay, so there you go. I hope that I helped you in some way. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. We can look at that for you, okay? But that's what I've got. I hope that I helped you in some way.